Hey John,
Hey Eric, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Great. Is good. I guess it's better than good.
Great, great is good.
That's awesome. I'm glad you're doing great. Hmm. So uh
What should we talk about?
semi-holiday. We did have a holiday this week.
We had the weirdest holiday. Yesterday was faux Saturday. I I'm like running errands. I mean, I started the day down in the office doing some work, and then I was like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be a holiday today. And so we did errands. We like grocery shopping and other things. I'm like, why? I was today was supposed to be Sunday where I could nap all day, but no, it was Wednesday.
Correct, correct. So it's not often that we have a holiday in the middle of the week, so
No,
on a Tuesday. So
yeah.
um yeah. Well, I will say that because I know you talked about having your shower done. Finished now,
Uh huh.
but a while back, and I had the same guy out to look at my hall bath and to write up a quote for me. So that was one of the things I did
Ah,
yesterday, I
okay,
guess.
okay.
He 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 was like, "Can I come out on Tuesday?" I was like, it's a holiday, right?" He's like, "For some people."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not when you own a business.
Your holidays take away from your bottom line, so
Yeah.
I get it.
So
I get it. I get it.
exactly. So,
Hmm.
anything fun this weekend? Or,
Yeah, I don't know if I had mentioned before, but last year for Christmas, Christmas 2024, I got my wife tickets to see Nate Bargatze, it's a comedian, in concert
okay.
at the Moda Center,
The
and it
Moda Center.
and it happened to
Dang.
be Saturday night. So over the weekend, Saturday night, we went with a couple friends and
Okay.
went had dinner beforehand, and the traffic was a nightmare to get there. It was supposed to start, well, the show said start 7 p.m. 7 p.m., we were still in traffic trying to
Oh my
find a place to
gracious.
park. So we didn't actually find a place to park till about 10 after 7, but like the world was trying to park. And
Okay.
so we parked quite a ways away from the Moda Center and walked, I think, 6 or 7 blocks, 7 or 8 blocks to get there.
So you
And
didn't buy parking in like the North
no,
Garage.
no, 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 no. We hadn't bought parking along with the but even if
Okay.
we had, the lines to get there. So we were taking kind of back roads to just say, we'll just park somewhere nearby. And so we found a place to park. And we get to the front, finally get to the Moda Center, and the lines are just ridiculously long because they have to take you through
Just getting people
security and
in.
just getting
Yeah.
people in. So by the time we get to our seats, it's eight, or no, it's about seven, between 7:15 and 7:20. So it wasn't too
Oh, okay.
bad. It
That's
wasn't
not
too
as
bad.
long as I thought you were going to say. Okay.
No, it wasn't too bad. So maybe it's actually closer to 7:20 because they didn't like no one was on stage. They were still running their, kind of circular promos on the big screen, up above, and telling the audience, like the warm up backs hadn't even started.
Okay.
Anyways, so about 7:30, 7:40, they finally started the show,
Okay.
and then proceeded to make fun of the rich people who had the front row seats who were showing up late, which was actually kind of funny, right? So,
Okay.
yeah, anyways, so they made a joke out of it, and it was a fantastic show. He had he had what he called they had a host. So there was a guy who got up and told a bunch of jokes, and then he introduced the next person. He had three additional comedians in addition to the host, and then Nate Bargatze,
He Nate. Okay.
finally came at the end and didn't actually get on stage until 8:15, 8:30. So there was almost 45 minutes or so of other comedians coming on and doing a few sets, and then a host who would come and do jokes in between before
An
introducing them.
MC kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. It was great, kind of hanging out with some friends, going to dinner, a little bit stressed with the oh crap, we're going to be late, and
Uh-huh.
then getting there and going, we're not late,
How are we
we're just
early?
fine. Yeah, exactly. Um, and it was Saturday. The other thing, my sister from California was coming up with her 15-year-old son, who's uh, they had a long weekend holiday from school. So she loves to hike,
Okay.
and so she wanted to come up and do some hikes up in Oregon. So they
Oh,
did
okay.
the
Fun.
Silver Falls 10 Trails hike, and they did some other hikes, and then they stayed with us Saturday and Sunday before heading back home um, Monday afternoon.
Fun.
So that was kind of fun to see my sister and my nephew that I hadn't seen for in a bit. And then since you did mention the shower, I don't know
Yeah.
if I told you this.
Oh.
So apparently the city contacted the builder and said, "Hey, no one has ever contacted us to do a final sign off on this shower." It's like 2 months later. Right, we've been using it
Uh-huh.
for several months now. So
Uh-oh.
two guys show up for the final inspection, and they were from the state as backup because the city was overwhelmed with requests. So apparently the state will step in and have their inspectors come in and do it for the
Huh.
city for I don't know for whatever.
Whatever.
Anyways, of course, these two guys said, your water's too hot. You need to have the builder come back and set the I guess there's a screw that you can twist to set the temperature
Yeah.
to less hot at its maximum. Otherwise, you're going to
I
get
can tell you
scalded.
exactly how that works in my thing because I just had the plumber come back fixing my shower because it wouldn't get hot enough. But okay, yes, please continue.
I was going to say, you could probably empathize with this. Anyways, so we had, of course, they came. I'm like, I wish I would have just gone down and turned my water heater down a little bit or something for the day
Uh-huh.
before or something, because it's been being used forever.
You're like, that's a feature, not a bug.
Well, it was, I guess, when the plumber came back out to do the adjustment, he's like, I don't know what he's talking about. It's 122. It's supposed to be 120 is like the max, I guess, so you don't scald. And it was 121.6 or something. He's like, that usually gets a pass. Fine, whatever. I'll adjust it down. He's like, it's now 118. I'm like, dang it.
Dang it.
And then he's like,
Show me what
here's,
you did.
yes, no. He actually asked, you want me to show you what to do? I'm like, that would be
Yes,
great. Thank
please.
you. And so he pulls the thing off and he shows you, here's the little thing you just twist. I'm like, okay. And
Done.
now, but the problem is that the inspectors are still so backed up. I've got to wait
So you have to wait till they come
till they
back out
come
and
back,
verify that it's two
verify
degrees
that it's now
colder.
118 or it's under 120 degrees. So, anyways, so my shower that I started almost a year ago, no,
Is
not quite a
is
year, about
It's like
8 months ago.
98.9% done.
No, yeah, we started in December is when we started thinking about it last year.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
that's
it's
brutal.
almost a year since from the time we said, "Hey, we want to do this,"
Yeah.
you know. Anyways,
Okay.
sorry. That was
Well,
probably
I'm sorry.
TMI on the, "Hey, I've got a shower update too."
Well,
How was your weekend?
that's pretty funny. I had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. Um, Started off awesome because a buddy of ours took me flying on Saturday,
Oh, fun.
and that was a blast. It was a total blast. So
Mm.
we were supposed to meet early in the morning and early-ish at least, not like crack of dawn, but um, and I think like 8:30. And I'm he was gonna pick he was gonna pick me up at the airport near my house because I'm sure I've complained. There are planes flying over my house at all times of the day,
Mm.
um, at least during the day. Because anyway, because I have like a small airport, like
Great little.
2 miles away, a mile
Right.
and a half away. enough that they are very low as they land over my house.
It's nothing
Generally,
commercial. It's all private,
no, these are all
small
Cessnas and
Cessna. Yeah,
little planes.
yeah.
Um, and and I don't think they're actually supposed to go right over my house that low, but like trust me, they fly directly over my house. Um, anyway, so but I I wake up and our bedroom windows face east and I'm looking out over the valley. That's kind of where the airport is. And I'm like, you cannot see a thing. I can't even see my back fence.
uh,
I
that
like
morning it was super foggy.
it,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean it was the first nice day after like rain last week. So
Uh
I
huh.
think, there was lots of dew and
Yeah. Moisture
fog
in the
and
air.
yeah. So I texted him relatively early, and he was like, "Yeah, how about we delay an hour?" And anyway, so by the time he picked me up, and we flew down to Salem, and had kind of a late breakfast slash early lunch, and to let some fog clear, kind of farther down the
It's
valley,
called
and
brunch.
yeah, well, it was a little late for brunch, but still, anyway, doesn't really matter. Okay, fine.
Sorry.
I
It's,
guess I
it's
guess I
sometimes
guess
fun to
brunch
poke the
brunch
John.
is anything in between breakfast and lunch. Yes, that is
Elevensies?
by
Was it
definition.
elevensies? That's what it was.
Second breakfast.
Second
Actually,
breakfast.
it was my second. Well, no, I had a sandwich. I guess not breakfast. I was tempted to have second breakfast. Um, but anyway, because then once the fog kind of cleared up, we kind of went down to Corvallis and did like donuts in the air, basically over the city of over Corvallis.
Take that,
And
Oregon State.
well, yeah. So Oregon State had a game Saturday evening at like 6. So like there was a no fly evidently
Ah,
over
okay.
the city. Would have been a couple hours later, but my son's down there, so like we were I was texting him like I'm stalking you, and because
Look up,
sent,
son.
sent him a picture. He did not come out and look up, but I knew exactly where he was because
Yeah.
and I took it and we kind of flew so I could take some sky pictures of his dorm and like
Mm-hmm.
text it to him because the phones totally work
Yeah.
in the plane.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, that was awesome. It was fantastic.
You didn't have to put
And
your
then
phone in airplane mode in a little Cessna, huh?
no, you did not. Um,
You,
and
you didn't
then
have security theater for the Cessna. Mm.
so the fun part, one of the things. So we actually landed in Corvallis for some like so it counted as kind of a cross country flight, more than 50 miles or something like that.
Okay.
But but then on the way back after we left Corvallis, he put us in. I forget what he said it was like. And if he listens to this podcast, he's gonna be like, "John, you suck." Um, but um, like something following. There's lots of lingo. Like this was
Sure.
awesome. It is not a hobby I want to pick up. Like there's
Yeah.
it was very delicate and anyway, anyway, it's essentially where you get on the air traffic controllers like
Uh-huh.
they say, okay, put this code into your pinger so that they can see on the radar that you're this code. You then ping a specific code, and then they monitor traffic for you, and you're on the same channel. They put you on the same channel that the Southwest and Alaska Air
Oh, all
jets and
the
everything
yeah,
else
yeah.
are.
So you can listen
Yeah, so it was he
into
was like,
air
and
traffic
yeah, so he
control.
he was like, do you want to do this something following on the way back? And I was like, I don't know. But it turned out to be like super cool. Super cool. Because they kind of hand you off between like Seattle Control and
Yeah.
Cascade something or other, and um,
I don't know if it's
until
I
eventually they
yeah. I
let you
will have
go.
to ask him if it's the same thing because when I used to fly United a lot, one of the United audio channels you could tune into was air traffic control. And so
Oh,
you could hear, and I would always tune into that when the flights were landing. And one time when we were landing in Portland on air traffic control, it was the call came over, whatever the flight number was, talking to control saying, I'm being spotted with a green laser from some location. you need to send police over there because that's
Oh,
apparently against federal law, or it's against some very important law. And clearly the pilots were very upset about
uh-huh.
being tagged with these green lasers from the ground. And I thought, oh, that's an interesting thing to be able to clue into, is having the
And just
tower
on
and the
broadcast.
airplanes and just, yeah, just being publicly broadcast. Like,
It is a public channel.
that was interesting.
Yes, because every kind of airport or little area that we were in had its own channel. So like part of his routine was like, what channel are we on, and what's the next channel I need to be on, and kind of being able to switch between them and kind of dialing in.
Okay.
You know, 119.25 is
Right.
this little airport, and then something else, and that is not an actual number. But
Yeah.
anyway, so every airport it was this, and then we have to switch to the Corvallis, and then you've got like all the, I'll say yahoos that are like up and flying around,
Like you.
self-incriminating Yahoo,
Yeah.
exactly, that are kind of flying around, that are all kind of chatting with each other. And anyway, that was lovely. That was awesome.
Sounds like a lot of
And then,
fun.
yeah, and then Sunday we went to the coast.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it was a good weekend. Minor 2 sentence B update. All 5 hives are alive.
Awesome.
And it was warm and maybe warm for the last time for a while, so I put dry sugar up above all the hives on,
Okay.
I forget if that was Sunday or yesterday. I think that was just yesterday. So anyway, they're alive.
So
Just
hopefully they
getting,
go into hibernation here as it cools
they don't
down.
really hibernate, but they do cluster and
Slow
hunker
down.
down.
Hunker down.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. They have to live off their stores for
Right.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
I think one of them is suspiciously light.
Ah.
You know, you kind of have lift up the hive from the back, and you're like, ooh, that's not very heavy.
Mm,
and there should be a lot of honey in there, and honey is heavy.
right.
So okay, that's more than 2 sentences. I was just gonna do the minor 2 sentence update, but
Sorry.
anyway, it's all
I,
good.
I
It's all
egged
good.
you on there. All right, all
All
right,
right,
all
my
right.
friend. How about something security related?
All right, security related. This one I saw, we've talked a number of times about different types of malware that make their way into GitHub repos. And I hadn't
Yep.
seen this before, so this is kind of an after the fact one, but apparently there was a piece of malware called Glassworm that
Okay.
2 weeks ago was declared fully contained and closed by an open source project. It was a self propagating worm that targeted Visual Studio Code extensions and add ons to VS Code that provide new features, debuggers, so plugins. It was apparently found in early October, and it employs undisplayable Unicode characters to make malicious code invisible to code editors. And it was declared contained. It was a virus that was declared eradicated, apparently, but it
Okay.
has not been eradicated because it's popped its head back up in various GitHub repositories, and it's hiding payloads in AI generated commits that appear to be legitimate code changes. So someone will make a legitimate code change. I'm air quoting legitimate code change,
Mm-hmm.
and then hide the payload behind these invisible characters. And all three of the Glassworm extensions are still literally invisible in code editors. This is from the researchers who this article is quoting, that are encoded in unprintable Unicode characters that look like blank spaces to the human eye, but execute as dun 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 JavaScript. Surprise, surprise. And the other bit here is they use the Solana blockchain to update the command and control for distributing
Oh.
the malicious payloads. So
Oh,
cryptocurrency is
that's
included,
interesting.
AI is included. They're like using all the tools. The bad guys are using all the
Ooh.
tools in their arsenal for this one. So,
Ooh.
anyways, GitHub still a popular target for bad actors to get you to run stuff that you don't intend to.
Oh, of course. Like
So,
developers write code and like new software.
hmm
You're a attractive target.
and
That's where the code
when
is.
all the code is AI generated and gets trained on malicious code hidden.
I'm not that. Yes,
Uh,
but I still don't think we've closed the 4,200 packages imported with, you know, um,
that's right. Your
so
NPM nightmare
yes.
because you
Oh,
didn't want to left pad.
here's my one line extension that is basically an alias.
Yeah.
um,
Uh,
I did write an alias in my Z profile the other day. Yeah, just because I was like, I don't need to remember this crap. I did not use the word crap, but anyway, um, so a couple weeks ago we talked about. I just had to look this up because I was like, wait a second, didn't we talk about? But no, we talked about Shai Halud,
uh-huh.
which was
Slightly different worm.
it was against NPM, and at least according to Google AI mode. Um, the exact quote is Shai Halud and Glassworm are the names of two distinct but related sophisticated self-propagating
Ah,
supply chain software supply chain worms discovered in late 2025 that target the developer ecosystem.
there you go.
Well done, Gemini. That's a nice
Mm-hmm.
and then nice little summary there. So
Yeah.
there you go.
All right. That's what I had for this week.
But I just point out both JavaScript.
Yeah. It's JavaScript.
It's JavaScript all the way down.
It's
At least half
all
of the way down.
it's all JavaScript online.
Anyway,
Uh
um, okay. So the article I brought this week was from 404 Media,
huh.
and it's about a judge's ruling in the state just to the north of us, Washington,
Mm.
about flock images. And I thought that we had talked about flock before, but at least it does not appear in our RSS. So maybe I've just read a bunch of stuff. Um, but it's basically an automatic license plate reader.
That reads
So,
more than license plates? Because I know we've talked about that before.
um,
Maybe not flock, but
well,
some
well,
other
well,
similar thing.
yes. I mean, it takes images from cameras deployed throughout a city
Mm-hmm.
and then automatically searches and detects license plates in frame and then makes those searchable and available to police
Right.
for investigation or other reasons. And so there was a lawsuit. So basically, this, ironically, I don't even think that I pulled out his name. Yeah, Jose Rodriguez. So the ruling came this week. I think it was just this week. But it was a public records request made by Jose Rodriguez in April. So he filed a public records request to get all the images from the cameras between a particular hour. And then eventually he narrowed the request down for just a single camera for 30 minutes. But effectively, the city refused and then eventually filed a lawsuit. It says the city eventually took Rodriguez to court. In court proceedings, the city made a series of arguments claiming that flock images couldn't be released, but the judge's decision rebuked all of these mini arguments. They made a bunch
Mm.
of I would call them spurious arguments, and then they wound up arguing that flock footage is the last argument they made was that flock footage is police intelligence information that should be exempt from public records requests, and that there are privacy concerns with making the automatic license plate readers data available to the public. You think?
Okay. Okay.
Because it's surveillance data. So the
Mm-hmm.
actual conclusions. So the judge said that let's see if I think this might be in the. I pulled out the quotes from the actual ruling. The flock images. So one, the flock images generated by flock cameras located in Stanwood and Sedro-Woolley, so cities in Washington, specific cities, are public records under the Washington State Public Records Act. Two, the flock camera images generated by the flock cameras located in the cities are not exempt from disclosure. The flock camera images generated by flock cameras located in the cities are not exempt under this other statute. I assume that's the intelligence information one, but four, an agency does not have to possess a record for that record to be subject to the Public Records Act. So that statement right there is like super important for one of the reasons they were trying to get out of this is they were trying to basically say the images, they were not in the police's possession, they're in Flock's possession.
Oh.
And that the police don't download, store, or in any other way take ownership of those images, therefore they can't be subject to information requests.
Right.
But it's the I guess this is the fifth statement in here. It says that flock camera images are created and used to further a governmental purpose. The flock images created by the cameras located in Stanwood and Sedro-Woolley were paid for by the cities and were generated for the benefit of the cities.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, essentially, are there privacy concerns with anybody being able to see any image from any camera across the city at any point in time?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, stalkers,
yep,
abusive spouses. Like, there's certainly reasons why you would want there to be redactions, or that it could be used maliciously. But yes, that's exactly why. Like, I'm a big fan of sunlight in a lot of this, both for these sorts of things as well as, taxes and spending and everything else. Is just like, hey, we can spend the money, do the things, but let's just make sure that they're done with a very bright spotlight on exactly what's gathered, and make sure that collectively people can make an informed choice as to whether this is something that you want to have. So I think the final quote I pulled out was from a Electronic Frontier Foundation researcher that says, we do think there should be redactions for certain privacy reasons, but we absolutely think as a whole these should be considered public records. This is part of the whole problem. These police departments and companies are operating under the impression that everything that happens on the street is fair game and that their systems are not a privacy violation. But then when it comes to the public wanting to know, they say it is a privacy violation.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't have it both ways. Actually, he said, and I think that's them trying to have it both ways. Sorry.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Like, which is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We could pick a side, but anyway, I like that article, and kudos to Judge Elizabeth. I shouldn't have tried to pronounce it. Niedzewski.
I'm gonna let you have. I'm gonna let you have that one.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Well done.
Yes.
All right.
Anyway, okay, there you go.
Stuff.
How about something fun tonight?
All right. So the first fun I'll just throw out there is Nate Bargatze. He's got a website, nateland.com. He's got podcasts that he does. It's got links to all his Netflix specials. If you haven't seen some of his comedy, it is little kid safe. Like, it is safe.
It is very funny
for everybody.
It's very funny.
And it is just hilarious. So go check it out. That's nateland.com.
Nateland.com. Okay.
But
that's
then
pretty funny.
The other thing that I saw, which I thought was really cool, and it's actually security related, was there's a GitHub repository. Jacob DJ Wilson has collated a whole bunch of annual security reports for the last 5 or 6 years. in their raw PDF form, and then they're converted to Markdown, and it's just stored in a GitHub repo. So if you want to go see
Oh,
the most recent security reports, you can go check these out. And he credits other places that have
ooh.
done some. So it's a one-stop shop for annual security reports from various companies. That's pretty good. So those are my two fun things. One security
Oh
related, one
wow,
just
that is
funny.
super cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm poking through, and he's even got them converted into Markdown, so you
Yep.
could just
Yeah. You can.
browse.
Uh-huh. Very nice.
Okay, very cool, very cool. State of Data Security Report. Okay. Can't read. Don't read
All
now.
right, you're
One
editing.
thing at a time. One thing at a time. Oh, that's true. Thanks. Okay. Um, okay. My something fun is an old article, but a friend wound up sharing it this week or last week, and I was like, oh, I feel like I might have read that a while back, but
Yeah.
uh,
This is familiar to me too.
yeah. So I don't know. The article is actually from 22. So okay, maybe I read it. Maybe I read something similar, or maybe that was in the days when I was semi on social media, which I'm like not at all these days. Um,
Mm-hmm.
anyway, figs.
I like figs.
I like figs as well. Figs are really good. Um, and what's the deal with fig wasps? When you eat a fig, are you eating a dead wasp?
I oh my goodness. Saturday episode 253. Wait, you could cut this out.
Did we
Episode
do it?
episode 253 fig wasps and a Wikipedia article. Let's see.
Why doesn't it show up in RSS?
It does for me. Episode 253, it says John trolls Eric with fig wasps.
Okay, I searched, and in fact, I'm literally pulling it up right now. And I,
Do you
fig,
not see it?
no, what's up with my
Can you find episode
Is is
253?
is is Chrome doing something funky to me? Of
Mm.
course I can. Episodes. I can find 253. Comes right after 252, or before 254.
So do you see it now?
No, it's got a loading page on it.
Oh. Sorry, now I'm making you edit a whole bunch of stuff out. Because I swear we talked about this before too.
Ah,
We should just pretend we haven't. You should
okay,
continue.
okay. No, this is even more funnier. But is our website broken? I just went to mostlysecurity.com episodes and it's not loading. Or is
Uh,
my web broken?
well, mine redirects to the libsyn RSS. Maybe that's something going on. I will drop it to you in chat, the direct URL.
Fix wasps.
Oh, I typoed.
Okay.
That's why. Because I just searched for fig and it got configuration
Yes.
and a few other things. But
Look
that's how
at
I
you.
found it.
Look at you. Okay, so I'm allowed to have the same something fun, and I'm also allowed to forget because I'm old.
And you're also
Um,
allowed to make fun of me for not knowing how to spell the word fig.
okay. Okay. So the Wikipedia. Okay, so let's just pretend that it was 2 years ago, or whenever this was.
22.
When was it?
October
22.
3 years ago.
See, so 22. This is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it's still cool. It's still
Yes.
cool, and we'll
Uh-huh.
finish it out. We'll talk about it a little bit more now, which is that the figs, like figs. So here's the coolest part about this, which again, I was like, this sounds familiar, but why don't I remember this? I'm sure it wasn't
Mm.
this exact article. Anyway, the fig wasps live for like 48 hours,
Okay.
and they don't live for very long. And the females, if they go to a male plant, they burrow in order to lay their eggs, and in going in they actually tear off their wings, then so they'll never come out, lay eggs. When the eggs hatch, the boys and girls, the brothers and sisters, actually mate, and the boys like chew out of the male fig, and then the females go out, and if they go into a a male fig, they do the same thing. But if they go into a female fig, they wind up pollinating the female fig, and that's actually what turns into a fruit that is edible. But because the fig wasps live for so little amount of time, figs are always ripe because they can't have an off season because the fig wasps will no longer be alive for them to pollinate. And figs are, figs are the one of the quote. This is the most essential plants on earth. Their pods feed more animals than any other fruit. This is because figs are grown year-round and are available to birds and mammals when many other foods aren't. It's a silver lining born of the relationship between the fig and fig wasp. Because of their short lifespans, there must always be some unripe figs for them to find and lay eggs in. Otherwise, they would go extinct. So
that just sounds so wrong, but
don't worry that you're not actually eating. You're not actually eating dead wasps.
I'm not eating wasp bits.
No, any crunchy bits in a fig are seeds. The figs have an enzyme that completely digests the wasp that was used to fertilize that fig that you're eating. By the time you eat it, it has been fully absorbed.
Okay.
So you're kind of eating, like in the sense that we're all made of stardust.
Yeah.
You're all made of fig wasps.
Okay.
You have eaten many fig wasps in your days.
This is true. I do enjoy a tasty fig Newton.
So, and I in just like retrospective of John's search failings, I did search for fig, but that had way too many matches. I searched for fig space wasp and I got nothing, but that's because our title, where we use that in words, was fix space wasp because we were making a joke. The only place that fig wasp shows up is in fig _ wasp, and I did not search fig _ because why would I?
Of course.
Anyway, so you should always observe your behavior and see if you could be better. I'm gonna be like,
it's still a good story.
That was a natural failing on my part. So
it's still
okay.
Fun.
I still think this is fun. This is awesome. So go eat a fig.
Go eat some wasp remains. Some post-processed wasp.
Anyway.
All right.
There you go. That's fun.
All right. Well, have a good
have a great night, Eric.
You too. Have a good night, John. Bye.
I'll talk to you later.